Today I want to introduce to you the Ownership Project. The Ownership Project is a series of videos put together by yours truly. Main goal here, let's take those dope ideas you have and let's go ahead and put them into action. Idea, execution, ownership. All this money out here. Why can't we be a part of that? So look, let me talk to y'all about why I call this an ownership project, right? When I think about how far we've come in terms of our people, our education, things that we're doing in today's society, places where we're spending the majority of our time, the people that we're spending the majority of our time with, I noticed that we're consumers of everything. If we think about wealth, we think about wealth generation, we think about economic empowerment. People who are actually at the top of, I would say, the wealth pyramid, these people aren't necessarily consuming that much. They consume here or there, consume a little bit more modestly. What a lot of them are focused on is actually ownership. They own their own laundromat, homes that they rent out for Airbnb. That's why I feel that this is a good conversation for us to start to have, because ownership is something that will definitely take you and I to the next level as we begin to walk into this new financial journey, I'll call it, for the year of 2020. So why did I start SeanHarness.com? Over the course of the past, I would say 10, 12 years, I worked for many Fortune 500 companies. And during that time, I've made a lot of people rich. I mean, I'm talking about, I've built companies that were startups. I've given away contracts. I gave companies millions of dollars over the past, I would say, 5 or 6 years. It made me really sit down at one point in time to think about, okay, if I can do that for someone else, why can't I do it for myself? One thing that I've learned over the course of this is, you know, just like anything else, there's some positives, there's some negatives, right? So a business mentor of mine taught me this. It's kind of like if you're at the table and you're eating, take the meat and leave the bones. So for me, although I've had all of that time where I've kind of worked for someone else and done that for someone else, what have I learned from that? So what I've learned from that is what made me launch SeanHarness.com, is that I know that there are ways that people who either have started businesses or want to start businesses can really be more strategic about what they're putting out, diversifying revenue streams, buying assets. I'm a business nerd, I'm a sponge. So when I came into a lot of the companies that I've worked for, honestly, I've just sat down and taken everything in. Met certain people, I've networked, I've had really good mentors. And lastly, I would say I've come from modest means, right? So I grew up on the east side of Detroit. To my Detroit people, what up though? Growing up on the east side of Detroit, just me and my mom. I didn't come from a $1 million trust fund or anything like that. So when I think about this knowledge that has been, I would say, gifted or passed down to me by working for these companies, I also think about economic development and also just economic empowerment. That's something I'm very passionate about. And so how come people that look like you and I can't have a seat at the table landing $1 million contract, making that next $1 million product and scaling up and making $10 million off that? My goal here is to really give you guys more information about what I've learned to turn what it is that you're doing into something even more successful. So going back to the idea of ownership, I put together 6 helpful tips I feel like you can use if you're looking to take that idea and actually press go. Or if you already have a business and you're looking to really take what you're doing to the next level. Number 1, understand your purpose. Purpose is everything. Is this a business or is it a hobby? Hobby. Something you enjoy doing and people tend to pay you for it. You like to bake cakes and people pay you, say, $20, $30 a cake. Nothing wrong with that at all. A business, however, is a bit more strategic. Sitting down and putting pen to paper, being strategic and mapping out your goal. Are you looking to get revenue? Are you looking to get followers? Are you actually making money doing this? And if you are you making enough money? There are a lot of people going into debt for a hobby that they feel good in their heart to do, which in my opinion is not the best and most strategic way to operate, say, a business. Number 2, Protect your business, or I should say protect your baby or your creation. Your creation is going to be unique to you. It's also going to be unique and new to everyone else. And sometimes you have to protect that. I've had to protect my business. Thinking about this and digging into this a little bit more, sometimes when you're looking to do something new and you're looking to do something interesting that may help others, everyone may not understand that. And as you're continuing to build on that, I would say sometimes you have to protect that from certain people, from certain audiences. You have people in your network, I'm sure, just like I do, that have your back, right? Great. You have people in your network that have your back. However, sometimes they're skeptical of what you're doing, right? Like, well, why are you going to do that? Or that doesn't even make sense. And quite frankly, sometimes it won't make sense. It won't make sense to them. Heck, it won't make sense to you sometimes. But if it's your idea, if you're confident and you're ready to actually press go on something, sometimes you just gotta press go. Number 3, be a solution. I put out a series of videos before I launched. In one of the videos, it talks about how starting a business is actually you sitting down and solving a problem. Same thing here. What problem are you solving? Something else I would add to that is how urgent is the problem? For example, I'm a busy professional. I go to work every day. When I get home, I'm tired as hell. And I honestly, I need to eat, but I don't have time to grocery shop. I can cook, but I just don't have time to go to the grocery store. I need food in my house. Grocery delivery service, brilliant idea. Business that I patronize all the time, especially if I get a good shopper. I swear by grocery delivery services. If you've never used it, definitely use it within the next 30 days and let me know what you think. These types of, I would say, solutions are urgent to young professionals, especially busy young professionals. And in 2020, y'all, can we go away from making our friends feel guilty about not patronizing our business because, you know, I started a business and my homie didn't come by and check out my business and buy this and buy that. No, if you are solving an urgent problem, you won't have to convince anybody to patronize your business. They're going to be in line trying to patronize your business. And if they're not, it's probably because the problem that you're solving is not that urgent. You haven't educated your audience enough to know what it is that you can do and why their problem is urgent. Sometimes you need to transition what you're doing and be more strategic. Number 4. This is a good one. Keep it simple. Try not to overcomplicate your idea with unrealistic goals, features and benefits that people ain't gonna use. Learn how to develop a simple solution that adds value to someone else's life. Number 5, don't be shy. Learn to speak up. This is an area that people should begin to focus on, because if you don't talk about your business, no one's gonna know about it. You're solving that solution, right, that people need you to solve the solution for. Sometimes people don't even know that they need a solution or even have a problem with where they are. Here's the time to talk yourself up. You're sitting down at a networking event and people are asking you, hey, what are you doing or what's going on? Now is the time for you to give your pitch. Because in the sales and marketing world, right, there's a lot of psychology behind sales and marketing. A lot that people don't even realize. That's why I really, truly admire marketers. There's a lot of data that happens. There's a lot of convincing mentally, lots of different things that add to a person's decision to actually want to buy something. In this speaking up portion, I would say this is the time that you need to continually convince your audience that what it is that you're pushing out or what it is that you're selling can actually help. And lastly, number 6, passion. But passion plus wisdom. Let's begin with passion. Passion, if we're baking a cake, that is one of the most important ingredients of the cake. I am one of the people that firmly believe that people, you know, that saying that people say, if you do what you love, you don't really work a day in your life. I 100% believe that. Passion in your business is what fuels you to go. It's what gets you up every day and gets you excited about putting out what you put out. However, the wisdom piece, wisdom is what's going to steer you in the right direction to make that post, to price your business accordingly, or create a roadmap. this is going to steer you in the right direction. So passion plus wisdom. And as a final thought, what I'll say is, don't let your passion overtake the wisdom that you need in order to help you steer yourself for that business. If you haven't already, do yourself a favor and go to shineharness.com. Check out my free resources there. I have a mindful money video course, which will teach you a little bit more about what I've talked about today. But until then, I'll see y'all later. Peace out.